Hi YouTube. I'm sure that y'all have seen some comments over on Mindy May's videos from the other nasty side. And Sammy, the van dweller, whoever he is, seems to think he knows an awful lot about me and knows absolutely nothing. So Lorelei Stalking was asking Sammy where might she find information on this shooting that took place. Well, Lorelei, I can answer that for you because I'm not Glenda. I don't hide like she does. I have absolutely nothing to hide. Really. You won't find it on police reports. You won't find it on my record. As I said, they were dismissed. Well, dropped, not dismissed, dropped. I did go to court. But let me give you a little background on that story. So my youngest daughter, who stays right close to me now, who I said, has had learning disabilities from a young child. She never even said the word mama until she was 2. Her father was a Vietnam War vet. And I don't know, they claim that Agent Orange only causes spina bifida, but several of his children have neurological forms of learning disabilities, speech impairments, and whatnot. Okay. Now, let's get to the shooting story. For 6 years, my daughter was with a man whom beat her, ungodly beat her. At the time, I had worked at a convenience store. I had been at that convenience store 10 years. When my assistant manager, one morning at 6 a.m., called me at home and said, Charity, you need to hurry up and you need to get down here to the store. Your daughter is severely beaten. When I pulled up, she was standing out in front of the store and she looked like Carrie. She looked like she had a bucket of blood poured on her body. And of course I got upset and irate. And yes, did I make threats towards him? Oh, I sure did. With the cop sitting right there. Now, the cop, now mind you, Columbus County, North Carolina, has got to be the most corrupt, crookedest place. It's worse than New York. Worse than any other state. Illinois, Chicago. I've lived in both of those, and I can tell you, they have nothing over on Columbus County, North Carolina. So the cop says, well, calm down, ma'am. I bet if that was his daughter sitting there, he wouldn't have said, oh, well, calm down. He would have been, where's he at so I can go blow his freaking brains out? Not, oh, calm down. No, if that was his pregnant daughter standing there beat like that, he wouldn't have been saying nothing about no damn calm down, trust me. So, anyway, she lost the child that she was carrying. When my daughter went to the hospital, she couldn't understand how she made it from his house all the way to the store where I had worked at, as beat as she was. So she suspected he drugged her. So at the hospital, she asked them to drug test her. Mind you, this child has never done anything but smoke some pot. And certainly not while she was pregnant or raising her children. Now, when they did the drug test, they found minute trace of cocaine, which explains why she wasn't having the pain that she should have had, that she believes he put in her soda. This guy has had a long history of abusing not just my daughter, but many women. And he picks the slow kind of woman, the ones with disabilities, and the ones that hopefully don't have brothers or a father, like my daughter. My daughter doesn't have a father or a brother. So, she met him at the convenience store that I worked at. She was coming, and she was staying with me at the time, and she was coming to sit at the store with me, where she met him at. I warned her about his past history, about him being a drug dealer, and about him beating women. The other woman I'd seen that he'd been with would come in the store with shades on because she would probably beat ungodly, and wouldn't even speak, would look down all the time. Now, this isn't one, this is numerous. You can look up his police record there in Columbus County. His name is Leon Lynn Bellamy. Look it up. He has numerous charges. But the woman was such fear of him that they never followed through with any charges. This is how he continues to walk the streets till this day. Anyway, that's a little background on him. So, anyway, because I got myself involved because he was beating my daughter, and my daughter stupidly kept going back. She had, I guess, battered woman syndrome or something. Something severely wrong with that picture. Why she would keep going back to this man, who eventually knocked all her teeth out, all her upper teeth, broke bones in her ankles, her hip. She's had so many broken bones by the same man that it's not even funny. She would call me in the middle of the night to go and get her, where I would have to call the law, or I'd have to sneak, and she'd have to make her way out to me. Anyway, this is going to be a fairly long story. I might run out of time on my phone, and I might have to upload this in 2 or 3 videos. I don't know. But this man had stalked me and harassed me and threatened me. They did have a second child. Yes, she went back and got pregnant by the same guy again. Now, she might be my daughter, but I'm going to say it. You don't have to. Was she crazy? Stupid? I don't know. I can only tell you what I dealt with. Every time she'd come home, he'd stalk. He burnt the woods behind my house. He cut mine and my neighbor's hose. He caught the woods on fire, trying to catch our homes on fire. The lady next door had a gas stove and used propane. Now, mind you, don't ask me how, but I slept through this. I didn't know anything about it till the next morning. There was a whole bunch of people outside in my neighbor's yard that I guess was trying to put out the fire, but they had cut the hoses. Because the lady used a gas stove next door, and she had a big gas tank out back, and her son was afraid it was going to explode. So they did everything they could to put this fire out. Now, this was not the only time I had to call the law another time. Thank God I had moved my bedroom from that bedroom. He knew what bedroom I was in. But I had been painting and remodeling that bedroom. So I moved from that bedroom back to my other bedroom, thank God. Because when I moved something, I found a bullet hole in my wall with a bullet. Again, I called the law. The law never ever did anything about anything. And the reason for that is because the sheriff at the time, he's no longer sheriff today, but the sheriff at the time was buying prostitutes from my daughter's boyfriend at the time, as well as cocaine. Very criminal county. A lot of the police there are in with them. And I have evidence of that because one time when the police was called over there to my daughter's house, he had put crack scales and some other paraphernalia and illegal guns in the baby's diaper bag, which my daughter showed the cops. You know what the cops told my daughter? If you don't get off his property, and she was married to him, I believe, at this time, if you don't get off his property, we're going to arrest you. That's right. Knowing the history and the record of him beating her, they was going to arrest my daughter. They left the drugs and the crack scales and the illegal weapons there. Now, this came out in court documents. This is in Columbus County's court documents that the police officers left the drugs and the weapons with a felon, by the way, who wasn't even supposed to have any. But these were illegal weapons. Okay, this is just the first part of the story. But for 6 years, I was stalked, threatened. My daughter called me one night and said, Mom, he's got a gun and he's threatening to come over there and kill you. Now, mind you, I had their son living with me in my house at the time. I really don't think this man gave a shit less. He would have probably killed his own child. So this, in order for me to tell you about the shooting, I have to tell you what led up to the shooting. So I'm going to upload this video, and then I will come back and I will tell you about the shooting and where you can find whatever information is left on it. Why this shooting happened. I had been for nights on end for 6 years, not getting no rest and no sleep, having to run out to save my daughter, who would not save herself. She did go get orders of protections. There are court documents on all of this. There are photos of her. They are all in her storage building. And if I can get her to get them out, I will post them. But our storage buildings right now are a mess. But I will post the proof and the evidence of what led up to this supposed shooting. Okay, let me upload this so that I can go ahead and finish recording, so I can finish telling you the story. At the end of this video, I'm going to post, no, I'll do it at the end of the next video. Alright, anyway, I'm going to finish my coffee. Thanks again, Lord, for the cup. I'm going to finish my coffee. I'm going to upload this video, and I'll be back to finish telling you the story, so that all these inquiring minds out there can get their story straight. Not that they will, because they lie anyway. And like I said, Sammy the Vangeluller, go to hell. You don't know a damn thing about me, or about my life, or anything else. I'm not like your buddy Glenda over there, who's trying to hide and conceal stuff. Okay? I do not, I repeat, do not have a criminal record for drugs, alcohol, shoplifting, DWIs like your friend, never been in rehabs like your friend, never been behind bars like your friend. No, I never seen the back of that jail cell. No, I did not. I signed myself out on that charge, by the way. Yes, the magistrate let me sign myself out. Didn't cost me a dime. I never went in the cage. No. So I've never been in a jail cell before in my life. All right, I shall return with the rest of the story.